this is streaming. YouTube's on you, so welcome YouTube.
Make sure and ding the bell.
Ding it.
We should do another intro.
Like
What's up, everyone?
Totally different intro.
Yeah, do a new intro.
Do it.
Like,
Oh, play a different song.
oh yeah, like our music.
Oh, we have one.
We should play.
Make up our own.
Sean Hannity's intro music.
What's that sound?
It's that fucking horrible song by.
Boys are
Toby-
back in town. The
Toby
boys
Keith.
are back. Oh,
I hate that song too.
then
Toby Keith
Then
and
Lizzie?
It's Toby Keith that we'll put a boot in your ass or whatever. It's the American way or
dude.
something.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like that's typical.
No, wait, that's not it. It's a Toby Keith song.
But
Toby Keith's music is
like-
fucking horrible.
like a
anyway.
tough guy song,
Yeah.
tough guy country song.
Yeah. But we should just play that and then play her. Then just say,
You want me to start over?
Transmission.
You want me to start over?
What's up? No, that's all right.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, here we are. The Sean Hannity Show.
Welcome to.
I don't even know what you say.
I say, what's up? It's time to break those chains and water that tree. Welcome to
That
Sean
tree of
Hannity.
liberty.
Have you listened to any of those lately?
No,
So,
so many people are crazy about them.
So I I listened to one the other day. I was listening to Rush Limbaugh the other day, and he's actually, I don't know, he's entertaining, but like I caught some Sean Hannity when I got my truck before I started playing something, and it's just like, dude, I could have left the planet and come back, and it's like the same show over. I guess that's what we do. It's like the same. He's just saying the same thing.
4 years later,
Yeah, and like, hey man,
aliens
of course
run the world.
we've talked about
We
changing
fucking
this-
talk about everything, though.
changing this podcast up, and they're like, yeah, we should make a podcast that talks only about this and this and this, and then it just turned out that we're just doing the Spearhead Transmission podcast again under a different name. So I guess you're just stuck listening to the same shit week after week, day after day.
We had lost. We haven't had guests on.
Yeah,
Well, we had guests.
we're gonna have a guest on.
Is this confirmed?
Yeah, May 30th or 31st.
What day is that?
It's either Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay, good.
We will be having Fit Like Flynn on again.
She was on before.
Yeah, she's been on in the past, and she's going to be actually come to the studio so that she can learn how to do her own podcast.
I don't see how that's possible.
Oh, you're going to teach her, because I don't know anything about it.
I
Only thing I know about is
So-
that I've got Bosch Jock on my phone, and I've used it that time that you were
in
gone,
London.
and I had to play my own music with my mouth. Like,
Was it a good episode?
that was probably horrible. You know, like. When
Did you
do
get
the
nervous?
podcast on your own, and then you get hit one of those mind blanks, like my body immediately just starts sweating. Oh shit! What are you gonna talk about? Think of something. Quick! You know. So like at least
McDonald's cheeseburgers.
at least when there's two people, you can. I mean, we go off on tangents all the time. So
Yeah, I mean that's the name of the show.
yeah. So
It's
we have
tangents.
we do have a guest coming up into May, and then we'll get some other people on here.
Yeah, I think it's the lack of social media in my life
Yeah, probably is.
that I don't interact with all those people, because that's how we got guests. But what we need is somebody else to do all that work, and we just talk to them.
That's true. You got to, but the thing
I
about
don't like social
podcast
media.
guests, I mean, I don't want to bash our previous guests, but like if we're talking about stars, you got to get them on the way out.
Yeah,
Like
or on their way up, but
Yeah.
they never make it.
like I think Arnold's getting to a point that he might do this fucking podcast because he's doing like he's doing fucking
You think he's on us that close?
iPhone game commercials, Mobile Strike.
Yeah, they probably paid him a ton, though. You know what I think? I thought about that. I made this comment this week. I grew up watching three real action heroes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be honest, like truly three. Chuck Norris not being the number one, but Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Wait, say them again. I was reading the text message.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
And
Chuck Norris was always like
borderline. But he still was there, like,
and that fucking bowl haircut.
Well, I think it's generational, right? Like a little bit earlier, and he was, missing in action. So Braddock, right? That I watched all of those, right?
I was just in my ninja time. He was always Chuck Norris was always around, and he was always in cowboy boots and jeans. And I was like, man,
he's the
no
second.
ninja.
He's not the star of those ones, though, right? Like what the Octagon he was, but that movie fucking irritates me.
It's all the whisper. We've talked about it in the past. Why am I here? I don't know. Who's this? What
Remember Code of Silence?
No.
That was another one. But when I was here, where I was going with this is that they were always soldiers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably why I, to be honest with you, like
joined
the military. I mean, just
Son,
because.
Why are you here? I watch a Chuck Norris movie.
Commando.
Have you seen fucking Missing in Action? I want to do that.
I don't know about the rat in the bag, but I want to free prisoners of war. No, what I'm saying is that you think that this is crazy, but do you think that I'm going to tinfoil hat you? But do you think that those movies were funded by because I would venture to guess that the enlistment rate after Vietnam, post Vietnam, was poor, like 70s, 80s. It was poor. But look at all those movies, man. I mean, I had in my graduating class of people that joined, 14 people joined the military in my graduating class of 89.
How do you remember that?
Huh? Because it was kind of this, like, we were all proud, like, look at us. There might have been more after the fact, but 14 signed up while we were still in high school.
Look, there was like 3 in my graduating class.
I'm just saying, so but we all grew up on Commando, Rambo.
I did change
Predator.
My decision to join because I was all like ready to go for the Army, and I watched Under Siege, and I was like, I want to be a fucking Navy SEAL, just like Steven Seagal.
You want to be a cook?
Yeah.
That's a badass cook.
Yeah. So I did. That's when I changed my mind about joining the Army and fucking join the Navy. But
you wanted to be a SEAL like Steven Seagal, huh? That's what it is.
See,
it wasn't it wasn't Charlie Sheen that did it?
Well, then I started watching other movies because I always wanted to be like after our.
This
I
is
wanted to
God.
be like Green Berets, right?
I
was like, that'd be so cool. And then I thought they were like the best.
The elite
best.
of the elite.
Yeah.
Right?
And then I remember watching Under Siege, and I asked my dad, I was like, "Are those SEALs better than the fucking Green Berets?" You know? And I think so. And I was like, "Well, fuck, that's what I want to do." You know? But so then
do you see where I'm going?
At that point, I started watching. Then I watched Navy SEALs, and
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, funded by the U.S. government. I just think HollyWood or producers take advantage of the fact that men, like even a majority of men, like want to be in some sort of combat or whatever.
Yeah, you got a warrior spirit.
Yeah,
I think every man does.
Yeah,
right.
So
it's a primitive nature.
They take it from that, and I don't know.
I think it's built into us.
tinfoil hattish because.
But just the volume of those movies back in the day, like
Top Gun.
Fuck. I mean, I bet
Top Gun's almost a homosexual movie.
It's borderline.
Yeah, might as well be making love in that.
Yeah, I think it's more than borderline.
Seat.
Yeah. Well, and then the
Goose,
slicked up.
Grab my joystick.
The slicked up volleyball scene where they're shirtless and wearing jorts.
Yeah.
The jean shorts, cut off jean shorts.
Did you think that chick in that movie was hot as shit?
Yeah. And then have you seen her?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Like what's my
watching
problem?
That on TV, yeah, when I was a kid.
Kind of looks like a praying mantis with fucking hair.
Came on TV and I'd be like, movie's making me feel weird. You know, like I don't know what's wrong.
It's that song by Berlin.
And then, like now you're watching like, what? But I've seen that a lot. And then there are movies I watch now, and I'm like, what the fuck did I think Gracie Law was hot when I was watching Big Trouble in Little China? You know, but now you watch it like, damn, Gracie Law is hot as shit.
It was. That's Kim Cattrall, right?
Yeah. She bothered the shit out of me when I was a kid. Like,
well, but her attitude was, I don't know. She was pretty hot. She was hot. I thought she was hot. I thought that girl in Gremlins was hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's always been hot. Phoebe Cates.
Was she in
Fast Time?
Yes. High? She's the one that comes out of the pool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's hot.
You know what though? I didn't see Fast Times at Ridgemont High before I seen Gremlins, but I did see Gremlins, and then
I don't. I had to be too young to see Fast Times at Ridgemont High as a kid. Cause
what was the first like naked movie you saw? I've got odds on it. I'm gonna try to write it over here.
Like the first set of tits I saw on TV?
No, first like where you're like, holy shit, I don't know if I should be watching this.
Like a sex scene?
No, movie.
I mean, yeah, in a movie though.
I'm gonna write it down here and I'm gonna put it to the camera. I don't know if you can see that.
I can't. The first sex scene I saw in a movie?
Not sex scene. I'm talking about like the whole movie.
You got it then. Terminator.
No.
Oh.
No. The movie was like all about like it was real risque.
Oh, the first.
Yeah.
Weird Science.
No, that's not even close. That's like PG-13.
I remember the first time I watched the movie and I was like, I felt like I was gonna get in trouble, and I can't remember the movie, but some chick was getting nailed and her head was hitting the headboard.
Oh, well, I picked Porky's.
Oh, no.
No?
No.
Okay, so that was... I was like 7, and I was at my grandparents' house, and my cousins were watching Porky's on satellite TV.
I remember watching...
Did you ever see Porky's?
Yeah.
It's bad, right?
Yeah, I've watched it as an adult. This movie's fucking boring.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to me either.
Uh-uh.
I just
you got Pee-wee and Meat.
Shower scenes.
Mm-hmm. And then Mrs. Ballbuster, or Balls, whatever. I don't know her name. Wasn't Porky's.
The first set of boobs I saw in a movie was probably like Revenge of the Nerds. In the panty raid scene or something. I don't know. I was watching that movie as a kid.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same.
Me like.
What? Can you tell me the name of? What other movie has Booger been in where he played next to John Cusack?
K2.
He comes down K2. What's the name of that movie? It's not called K2. They ski down K2. Yeah, I want my $2. Yeah.
Mother does not like to be kept waiting. Fuck! Why can't I remember the name of that movie?
You got it.
Put his testicles all over me. Better Off Dead?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, that's what it was. Booger. Is he still alive or is he Mandela?
Yeah, no, he's alive. What's his name? It's like Clayton something. Clayton Shumway or something. No, that's Gordon Shumway. That's Alf.
The best line in Revenge of the Nerds by far is like, I think I've said it on here before. People are like, this is the same podcast, just like fucking Sean Hannity. But it's when, what's his name? Poindexter or the other guy's like, met a nice girl. Booger's like, big deal. Did you get in her pants? She's not that kind of girl, Booger. Why not? She got a penis. I love that. That and lobster claws. Can you imagine making if Revenge of the Nerds were to just
I don't know, Asians are still free game right now.
Take the script from Revenge of the Nerds and just modern day, don't change anything, just redo all the scenes and sit out now. It'd be like Donald Trump. If anything associated with be racist.
Yeah.
Like that show is racist. It makes fun of gay men of color. It makes fun of Asians.
Asians are still free game though. You can they like
Lamar the Trail. He has a javelin that takes into effect his limp-wristed throwing style. Asians are free game? No, they're not.
They still are. Who gets
There's
gets
a whole
upset?
show on. Well, I guess if you consider Indians Asian.
Yeah. Well,
there's a whole show on Netflix right now. It's called like Why Apu is Bad. The Quickie Mart guy.
why is Apu bad?
Because
Are you serious? They have a show named after
actual television show or a
okay
documentary.
We really can't consider Indians Asians, even though they're considered Asians. Clearly, look at them. Then, obviously not Asian.
They're from Asia, aren't they?
Come on.
That's like
they're like a whole nother
Asian. Because I remember a sportscaster.
Well, they're not. It's not a race,
a guy from
right?
Chinaman.
No, well, I mean, Asians aren't races. That's not a race, right? That's a. What is that? What is that? That's just a continent where they come from, right?
Species. It's a species of people.
No, they're. What do they call Asians? What's the real
Chinaman?
Oh, I'm from India. Wait, oh, you're Chinaman. Gotcha.
Welcome to America, Chinaman.
No.
You seen Revenge of the Nerds?
What are they called? It's not a race.
Asians.
No. Mongoloid.
Mongols.
Mongoloid. That's
sounds
bad. That's worse than Asian. But that's the real name, right? I mean, you're a Caucasoid.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Yeah, and what are black people? You're not going to say it, are you?
All black people are African Americans.
Even the ones in Africa.
Yeah. Oh, you're African American, huh?
This podcast is going to get us in trouble. But
It's
not. We're not being racist. We're just trying to poke fun at the nature of how fucked up it is.
Dude, do you ever feel like the need
To justify what you say?
No. Like there's black guys at the gym and I like,
hey buddy, I'm friendly.
yeah, I like intentionally like so,
That's racist.
yeah, I guess it is, but
No, it's not. Fuck. That's not. You're just trying to
there's this
point
black
out
dude
like
that, there's this
I
black
got
dude that
tattoos,
works
but
out
I'm not a white supremacist.
There's some black guy that works out at the gym there, and I talked to him. And he came up and he was like, "What's up?" I started slapping hands, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It was like slapping hands and grabbing them and all kinds of shit. And then he walked off, and I was like, "Am I doing this? Like, am I putting it on too thick?"
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know.
But I don't know. That's just a greeting to how. See, that's fucked up. It's a greeting how that guy greeted you. I didn't mean it like that. But I mean,
Dude, the racist stuff is out of fucking control because, like I told you yesterday at the gym, like if you get on Twitter, like the world is about to end based on people at each other's throat. Everyone's fucking everyone. I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I've said that in the past. I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. I voted for that dipshit Gary
Johnson.
Niedermeyer or whatever his name was.
Niedermeyer. Needlehead Ned.
Fucking idiot. I voted for him because I could not bring myself to vote for Trump because I was like, the guy.
But you felt like the need that you had to vote.
Well, that's a completely different story. But anyway, so I mean, even if I would have no problem saying I voted for him. You know, like I voted for that guy because Hillary Clinton is fucking out of her mind, murdering people and running
eating
drugs
people.
Out of, Mena, Arkansas, eating people, Satan worshiper, fucking rubber leg bitch, falling down the stairs and shit. Anyway, yeah, she's like Weekend at Bernie's. I don't know if she's still alive.
That's exactly
like
what. That's how I picture her is Weekend at Bernie's. But the only deal is either somebody's got some fucking things to pull her eye.
She's out of her damn mind. Like those videos of her where she's like, you know, and
trying to act.
Yeah, like fucking. Anyway, all right.
That's because she's low on adrenochrome.
Yeah, so she got to get on her heating rock.
Yeah.
You know, like this past week, Shania Twain came out and said that if she were to vote, she would have voted for Trump because she feels like he was no nonsense, not a politician, right? Like fucking people just go ape shit. You know, he's a bigot, misogynistic, anti-Jewish. You associate with. So she had to come out with this apology.
Why?
So yeah, exactly. She's fucking Canadian. She can't even vote in this country. She lives in Sweden.
Are you
That's
serious?
a fucking opinion.
She lives in Sweden.
Like, why can't Kanye West? Have you seen that? He's like
I haven't seen it.
He's MAGA man now. He's like pro-Trump, loves Trump. All these people are losing their fucking minds.
He was that though. Remember that night? Remember the night of the election, or was it the night before the election?
Yeah, I thought he met him at the hotel or something, right?
No, whenever he was on the
Prior
show.
to the Bilderberg meeting, huh?
When he was doing a show, and people thought they thought that he was poking fun, but he was just like, he did one song and then said a whole bunch of shit and then walked off. We talked about it on this podcast.
Yeah, it's on the podcast.
It's on the podcast. Just listen.
What did he say?
Trump is it. He was talking about, but people thought that he was poking fun at him, like he was just.
Well, anyway, I mean,
This was a long time ago.
So Kanye West, he's posting all this shit on Facebook, Twitter, the tweets, and people are losing their mind. Like how can Kanye West be racist for liking Trump?
Is that what they're saying? He's racist
saying,
now?
Like, dude, that doesn't make sense. Why?
Well, he can be racist, but
I want to blow everyone's mind here too. Like, Kanye West is not the only black person that fucking voted or supported Donald Trump. There's a lot more of them in this
like
country.
3.
Yeah.
See, that's racist because I said that.
But like the racism thing in this country is just fucking out of control, in my opinion. Like us talking, yeah, it may be offensive to someone, but by no means do I think that you're racist at all. If you called Asians mongoloids or whatever the fuck it was a second ago, like, I don't think you hate Asians because of that.
Clearly,
I don't think you're insensitive. There could be a whole fucking busload of Asians over here calculating away, and you, like, I don't think you'd accept them and everything like that. You know, right? But
I'm married to one.
yeah, but the way that this fucking country is right now, or the world, I guess, is like you can't say anything without being forced to apologize. And I would love to see one of these people be like, "No, I'm not fucking apologizing. That's my opinion. Fucking deal with it."
That would be great.
Yeah, if Shania Twain would have come out and said, you know, like, "Hey, someone asked me, I don't agree with everything the guy says. I'm not fucking Donald Trump. I'm Shania Twain. You ask me who I'd vote for, I'd vote for him. That's my answer. That's my opinion. Go fuck yourself." You know what I mean?
Go eat a bag of dicks,
like,
or whatever it is.
Everyone that eats at McDonald's, they don't all like everything there, right?
Right.
They like something there. Something at that place brings them to them. Like, I go to McDonald's because I like the
double
fucking
cheeseburgers,
McRib, or the fucking fish sandwich, or the whatever. But you don't like every single thing there.
Yeah, I got
just
you.
because you support this, or say you'd support this, or say you voted for him. You know, like, fuck, man. Donald Trump's Hitler reincarnate, but I like his social, or his social plan, or his fucking financial plan. You know, like, you're not living his life. You're not fucking a reflection of his decisions. It's like,
I got it.
It's fucking pathetic. I mean, it really, like, people need to see, like, stop apologizing for everything. Everyone's like offended by something. Everyone's a victim of something. Like, it's like people just need to grow a set of balls and just be like, look, you know, I don't agree with Kanye West. You know, supported Donald Trump.
Right.
You know, and either I'll take that as like, well, I'm never gonna buy a Kanye West CD again, or like, that's fine. That's his opinion. Just like Starbucks, right? Like, Starbucks has got going all out of their way, like, free coffee for everyone, free fucking bathrooms, because someone called the cops on 2 guys that were sitting in here not doing anything. We asked them to leave, and the cops showed up and they got hauled off. So free fucking coffee for, you know, all this stuff. So everyone's like, fuck Starbucks. You know what? I like Starbucks coffee. I may not agree with what they did, but I don't give a shit. I'm not fucking going to them for political advice.
I'm going there because I like the coffee.
Yeah,
that's a problem, and that's one of the things that the issue is that. Well, this is a great example. So my daughter, we were walking to Quick Trip, right, the other day, I might have told you this. Whoa.
Look at that.
Oh, we missed something there.
Gotta see if there's any comments on it. Look at this.
1. That's you. Oh. All right. So here's the deal. We walk into Quick Trip, right? The other day. And the black guy gets out of the car and walks in. And my daughter looks at me and she says, "Did you know that people call brown people black people? People call those brown people black people." And she goes, "That's not right. They're not black. They're brown." Right?
Yeah.
And that's pretty simple. Right? It's pretty simple. She's has no ill intent in what she says, right? She's just clearly that's identifying something, right? Mm-hmm. My wife Varsha is brown, right? Darker than that guy was. The deal is that so many people are so sensitive about, or they want to be sensitive about it, right? It's just like what you said earlier about how men have this innate warrior spirit, right? Well, I think what we've done to ourselves culturally is we've built this spirit of however we want to say this. I don't know if it's spirit, but built this need to feel overly sensitive about things, right? And I think what happens that is that then you get the other side of it where people are then broadly generalizing everything, like to combat that, though. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, well, this is too sweet, I've got to poison it with the sour, right? Like you can't have people on both sides just being like, hey, look, use your fucking head here.
Yeah.
Just use your fucking head and stop being such a bitch and stop being such a fucking hate monger. Yeah. Meaning the reason that you're being so hateful is because you're trying to combat the other side of it. You get what I'm saying? And just use your fucking head. That's it. Use like my daughter did, right? Like if she saw somebody that was coldly fucking black, she would have been like, "There's that person's black." Yeah. If she sees somebody that's completely white, she's gonna be like white. But you know, she calls white people. She doesn't call them white people. She's like, "Those are peach people," or they're peach.
I still remember that conundrum when I was in is that the right word? Conundrum.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, coloring with crayons.
Trying to find the white person crayon.
I was like, I need white, and someone handed me a white. And I was like, no, I need white. And I finally figured out peach was the color, right? And but that same thing, that same time, I remember, and I was in a school that was a lot of Indians, like from
India.
No, from here.
Oh,
Native Americans, American natives,
not Mongoloids. Yeah. Oh, well. To be honest, if we probably traced it back, they would be Mongoloid.
They're not Native Americans. They like to be called natives.
Who?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, okay. I get it. Because America didn't exist.
Yeah, the teacher told me that we had,
tribesmen.
We didn't have black people in our class. This was kindergarten. I don't even know why we're discussing this as kindergartners, but I was sitting in class and I was like, "Yeah, we do." And she's like, "No, we don't have any black people in this class." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Thomas is black." Thomas was Indian. I didn't know. Thomas didn't give a shit either. He just sat there and looked at me like, I didn't have a clue. I guess I never saw a black person until I was older, but that can't be right. Maybe he is.
But he clearly, you know what I mean? Like, the deal is that there's so much sensitivity and then so much anti-sensitivity.
So think
or
of
whatever that is.
Like now, they'd probably make it on some fucking mom's blog
called
like,
Thomas Black.
My son is an Indian, and some kid in class, some racist kid, like called him black because like fuck. What do you expect? Why
He's
are we
fucking 6.
Yeah. Why are we discussing race in kindergarten? Like I want to build dinosaurs out of clay. Not talk about you brought it up. You know what I mean? We weren't in here saying like, Thomas, I'm peach. You're what?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Burnt sienna.
Yeah.
Anyway,
like I think a lot of it is social media itself is just given this like ability for people to voice their opinion when it's not necessary, you know. Or
yeah, and there's a ton of nut clingers out there.
Like somebody there's people that overcompensate, like you're saying, like against their own race or whatever. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you know,
you
I'm
can't
just disgusted by my own people because some guy somewhere.
But that's a broad generalization again.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. Like I have no issue with calling things like the.
Oh,
yeah. Are we moving to that?
No.
Oh.
You got no issue with what?
Calling things like they are. But broad generalizing thing, like, fuck. You can say like on a like, okay, 95%. If you can do that, whatever, that's fine. Vice versa. You know what I mean? The same thing. Like not everybody's racist.
No,
they're not.
If you read on the internet, everyone's racist.
Well, and so a lady the other day said everybody's just a little bit racist, and I was like, what does that mean exactly?
I think everyone's a little racist. Everyone's a little prejudiced. Everyone prejudges other people until they meet them. Okay, so there you go. So you know what I am? I'm saying it right now. I'm a culturalist. Right? If there's, here you go. If we go into a place and there's fucking, what are those guys in down in South America, right? The guys, the fucking pygmies. Oaxacans?
No.
Yeah, they're Oaxacans. The little guys with the colorful shirts.
No, they don't got no shirts.
Mountain
The
men?
guys who eat each other.
South America.
Yeah, they're fucking cannibals, right? They still exist.
Brazilians?
Well, they're not. They're somewhere in
Brazilian
in the
beach
Amazon
ball?
rainforest, right? And supposedly they haven't been
They got
murdering
that bad
people.
haircut, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're more. They're more.
You watch that show on those untouched tribes on Netflix yet? Dude,
Are
these
they?
guys have been interbreeding a little too much.
Yeah, that's definitely this. Okay, so, but the deal is they haven't supposedly eaten anybody since the 70s, right? But they used to. I would say that they probably still do because they get that fucked up mad cow disease from eating each other's brains, you know. But that's how they used to settle their problems, right? But they're mostly it probably crossed with native and Africans, right? But they're real small people, right? But what are they?
They're pygmies?
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna type in pygmy Brazilians and see what comes up.
All right. You gotta help me here. I'm struggling on the struggle bus. There's that. Look at that. What's happening there? That's fake. That's just clickbait. All right. Anyways, so they're black, right?
You think about the dudes from New Zealand or not Papua New Guinea?
Maybe I am.
Pygmy goats.
Not pygmy goats.
Brain size.
Pygmy cannibals. You just write that.
Pygmy Brahma cattle.
Cannibals. All right.
Indonesia.
Well,
Against the Tweesia.
That might be it. Indonesia. They're from South America. They're the ones I was thinking of.
Cannibal pygmies, known colloquially as pygmies, were small humanoid beings that resided in the oasis of Hamshir.
It's not.
The pygmies were known for their savagery towards humans and killed any that ventured into the oasis. What is this?
This is something. It's
that's from the mummy.
No. They're actual peoples.
This dude's throwing off the vibe. Is this on the YouTube channel? Oh, look at his fucking teeth.
Okay. Anyways, what they would do is they'd war with tribes and they'd kill each other, right? And then they would eat the brains of their enemy and absorb they believe that they absorb their spirit and their strength, right? But actually, in actuality, it was giving them fucking mad cow disease or mad human disease. Where I'm going with this is
that's fake.
Yeah, where I'm going with that looks like that Key and Peele guy.
Where are you going with what?
Where I'm going with this is that I'm a culturalist, right? That guy, they're black, obviously, right? I don't think all black people are cannibals, right? But all all people that live in that area. There's one right there.
What is this guy?
Guaranteed that guy that eats people or did. Right?
How do I visit the website?
I don't know. Okay. Just like if I see black people or white people or whatever walking around, it's here you go.
Indonesia and New
Okay,
Guinea.
yeah. That's it. Maybe it's not South America. All right, but they eat people. That guy was black, right? Was he black?
He's brown. He's burnt sienna.
Well, you know what I mean.
You should just get the entire color spectrum out and like
Just start
you can
labeling.
pick.
Well, the deal is I'm not racist. I'm culturalist. Like, I'm not gonna hang out with that guy if they're gonna eat people. Clearly, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hang out with people that
looks like
accept a certain culture that are not. That's could be harmful to me, right?
That looks like an Indonesian Kramer.
Am I wrong in what I'm saying here? I'm trying to get this out. Look,
You know why you're not wrong? Because it's your fucking opinion.
but I know. But I mean, I'm not trying to stumble through. No, I guess what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't fucking matter what you're. If there was a white guy that ate fucking people that lived with those people,
Well, see, but you still
like that guy. Look at him.
Hey.
It's like Kurt Russell.
You'll still be judged based on this because you're like, well, not all the people in Papua New Guinea aren't cannibals. Like,
Oh, but the cannibal ones, I'm not gonna fucking hang out with.
but they're saying, but the majority of people would be like, well, you're prejudging all the other people based on the few. Like, look, man, I can make it real simple. Like, this is my opinion. This is my life.
Uh-huh.
That's what I want to do. Let me do it. You know, or whatever. That's what I don't understand. Like, if fucking Kanye West wants to support Mussolini for fucking president. Hey, I don't agree with you, but have at it. You know?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just strange.
The racism thing, I mean, it's like the go-to for anything anymore. It's just like
It's to demonize somebody
the
quickly.
answer is racist. You're just racist. Why? Why am I racist? Because you like that guy. Like, okay.
Why do I keep
Like,
looking for boobs every
That's
time you
what
click
I'm
on
looking
them?
for.
That's horrible. Look at that guy. Or a girl. Or grandma.
Looks
That's
like
a grandma.
That looks like
That's a
cross
abuelita.
between L.R. What was the
L. Ron Hubbard?
Full
No.
Metal Jacket?
Oh,
dude?
Arlie Ermy, yeah.
Harley Ermy
And Bill Cosby.
not Bill Cosby. What's the guy?
the-
All right, got to keep a flat face.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a love child between them.
That he's got a good tan. Jerry Mitchlick,
Yeah,
Arlie
there you
Ermy.
go.
Nobody else can see this,
I
but
know. This is the worst podcast ever. Like, we're looking at stuff on the internet and describing it over the pod. But anyway, yeah. Speaking of Bill Cosby, let's just get off the racist
all
stuff.
right. We're about to talk about two black guys.
Speaking of Bill Cosby, like
People
he
think
was
we're racist.
found guilty today after this is like the third retrial, right? Or
Yeah.
the second.
I don't know, but he found guilty.
You know, I saw the picture of him in the court. I felt bad for him, right? I think because I always think of him as the Huxtables, right? Like,
Yeah, I feel bad for him too, though.
I can't picture him being like slipping people Benadryls and shit.
What was he doing? Hold on. Let's find out exactly what was he doing. Was he slipping them to him? And were those people underage or over? How old were they? Were they age of consent or were they underage?
I think they're age of consent, and that's. I guess,
And then was he slipping them to him, or was he saying, "Hey, take these pills"?
I don't know, but I mean, if that's
If
the case,
it-
like, what's the point of taking a pill?
It'll fucking get wild. They used to like.
Yeah, but it's like
take,
Benadryl. It's like you can give them to your fucking dog before you bring people over. Like, hey,
you can give Benadryl to a dog.
take these Benadryls so you're a little sleepy when I have company over. You know, like I don't get it. I don't know.
But
what
no, I
happened
think
happened.
everybody did. He was giving them Quaaludes, right?
Was he
Yeah, Quaaludes a fucking horse.
Huxtable? He's a. Oh, I can't.
He just liked to get a little high and then do some fucking.
I just
he
part
just
of me
doesn't want
thinks-
anybody to do any fucking back.
Part of me thinks
He
like
wants to just lay there.
Part of me thinks it's not. He's innocent. Like, and then the other part feels bad because I'm like, man, what if he's not? Like, what if that did happen? Like they said, you know, that's why I say, well, I wasn't on a jury because you know I'm sure that there was a lot more presented to the jury than you're going to hear about in the news.
So what do they get from that though by putting him in jail? Fucking make a bastard pay, well, and that's it.
I guess the lead lady got $3.5 million from him like last year, on a separate suit or something. I don't know, man. I don't know if I feel bad because I feel bad for him. At the same time, like if he's guilty and he was like fucking drugging people and raping the shit out of them.
Well, my question is this, and I'm not. The whole thing is like, did they consent to taking the pills?
I don't know.
That's
what I mean. Is like it'd probably be presented to the jury, like, oh, okay, I had a glass of water and there's fucking Quaaludes dissolved into it.
Okay, then it's a different story. Then he's a fucking. But if he's like, hey, let's get a little.
Phil Huxtable would do that? Is that his name? Phil?
Pat
Huxtable?
No.
The Jello Man?
Dr. Huxtable. Wasn't Phil. Was it Phil? No, that's Dr. Phil.
Speaking of the Huxtable.
Clyde Huxtable.
That girl that always looked like she was high as shit on
Yeah, Lisa Bonet.
Dude, she's hot.
Yeah, she's fucked up now.
Is she?
She looks, yeah. Have you not ever seen Angel Heart? Oh, dude, she gets naked in that.
The one that always had like sleepy eyes?
The Lisa Bonet?
Hold on. I'm going to look her up.
Or the sister, the middle sister.
The one that, I think her boyfriend was that dude with those stupid round glasses. Lisa Bonet.
She's married or something with, she was with Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
Now she's with the Conan guy.
Yeah, that's her. Mm-hmm. Ooh, she is looking rough.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. What the fuck happened to her?
Well, old. She's older than us. And lots of drugs. Look, no, go the next one down. Oh, you missed. Go back. Oh, never mind.
That one.
That's not her.
No, I don't know who that is.
I like her, though.
That proves you're not racist because you like Lisa Bonet.
Yeah, well, obviously.
You got a thing for black women anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The older the better. Are you, tell me, honey, you got grandkids?
Make a sandwich?
Man. You gonna help me with these squirts, honey? Cracks me up, man. That old lady comes in the gym.
She's terrified of me.
Mike can't keep a conversation. There's like some 60-year-old black lady in the gym walking around. I look like an ostrich walking around, too. A huge ass.
She's terrified of me. She thinks I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, we were talking
It's my tattoos, I think.
Yeah.
You think I'm white supremacist.
We already talked about Kanye West, so. Like my whole takeaway from this is like Shania Twain should have never apologized. Kanye West shouldn't apologize. Anyone that voted for whoever, even if you voted for Hillary Clinton, like
don't apologize.
Yeah, don't apologize for a decision you made.
Mm-hmm.
That's people are allowed to have their life.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's thinking about the group instead of the person. Like, yeah, you're still allowed to have individual thoughts of your own, you know. One other thing I thought of too before we go to the hot zone. Nah, I don't even want to talk about it. Never mind. I've thought about this, and it's like we'll talk about it after the show.
Okay. Uh-oh.
It's about people and like Americans.
Uh-huh. Americans
are, you know, all you hear about is like all the atrocity that's happened in this country
from
I feel like
onset.
I feel like now all I see a lot of people like grabbing other bits of culture from other cultures, other religions, like of what they want, instead of like taking like any kind of like telling stories of like their countrymen or their people or whatever. They're like, you know, like, oh, the Spartans, they fought the, you know, whatever, and you know, like
because they want something to grab onto,
yeah,
but
it's
they're afraid to grab onto whatever like
you see, I guess like one of the things I see a lot of is like people saying "Tell Valhalla," right?
Oh, because of Vikings.
You know, someone died or whatever, and they're like, you know, "Tell Valhalla." As a police officer died, and like, "Tell Valhalla," you know, "We'll meet again." Like, man,
yeah.
Are there no stories of your people that you could bring up and say like, you know, hey, we'll meet again because, you know, you fought in the French and Indian Wars or what, you know, like, I don't know. I just feel like that's all being blacked out or burnt sienna out, and like everyone's just focusing on the bad stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of how history rolls, right? Isn't that kind of how it works? Is that
like, do you know any like great, amazing stories of like triumph from the French and Indian War?
No,
not at all. Do you know? I mean,
Natty Bumpo.
You don't hear anything.
Natty Bumpo.
Like the battle at Concord, or like any of these like oh man, these guys did this or that. You don't hear anything about your country or anything, right? It's all like Leonidas took 300 guys to the the hot gates.
I mean, you know, like the Battle of Valley Forge and all that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
but do you see people? What I'm saying is, like, do you see people using their own culture, like taking pride in their own culture?
I don't know if I've ever seen that though here. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I don't think I seen it when I was a kid here. I don't think I ever seen that here.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a ninja.
I mean,
Japanese.
but like really think about it. Like the history here is not rich. Meaning like. But I think it's not thousands of years old, and the story's not mythological, right? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I do know. When I think about this, I was like, maybe that's it. Maybe it's because, it's a young country, everything, where people feel like they need to take and pick from other.
Right, of tales from the past that are obviously more what do you call it? They've been expanded upon and they've been exaggerated to be beyond what they are, right? And it's, I don't know, but I do know what you're saying is that there's a matter of guilt that's there, right? Yeah. The deal is I don't have guilt for that because I didn't do that shit. Yeah. Right? Like exactly. That I didn't do that shit. What I can say is I can say, okay, where did these guys go wrong? Yeah. Right? Like what the fuck did they do how did they go wrong? Okay, here's how they went wrong. But what did they do right? The things that they did right was they were like they said, okay, like we'll just talk about the founding fathers, for instance, and that whole age of reason, that whole idea. They were like, look, man is greater than what everybody has said he is in the past, and he should be able to have the right to his own property. He should have the right to. To be honest, that's it, right? And he should have that right. He shouldn't be indebted to a king, right? It shouldn't be the divine right of kings that leads him, right? So they had that right. The problem is that they didn't follow through with the consistency, right? Because the rest of the world, some of the areas like slavery wasn't even accepted anymore. The deal is that I'm speculating here, but I would venture to guess that they said, look, we can have this great thing, this great idea, but we can't do it without having this nation, this idea built off of this. So they compromised. They compromised because it still wasn't. It was okay to compromise with it at the time. Like people were like, well, fuck. I mean, man, we still got to identify what man is at this time. We can compromise, and the problem with that is that it's to be honest with you, it is what is to this day. It's still that poison that is destroying slowly. It's allowing it's the catalyst that's allowing people to destroy, to pick away at your rights. It's almost exactly that. Like it's almost to say, well, the guilt that's felt from that is the ability to basically steal from you, to provide all of these unnecessary bullshit welfare programs and all these other things to to say, look, we didn't do enough. We need to do more. We need to right these wrongs that we can't ever let them happen again, right? Well, the thing is that it's like if I were to say to you, like, hey, this is the best cup of coffee you'll ever have in your life and that anybody has ever had in history.
You already ruined that because you never got it from that guy you worked with.
That's right. Coffee snob. What I mean is, like, this is the best cup of coffee. This is the best tasting coffee you'll ever have, and it can get better, but this is the best that's ever been created in all of history. But I just put a tiny little bit of cyanide in there, but it's slow acting cyanide, and that's the deal. And then the deal is that you compromise with that, and you go back and you redline all that shit that you wrote, right? Because you're like, ooh, that's getting a little bit too. The power will lie with the people just a little too much. I don't know if we can do that, right? And they go back and they change Thomas Jefferson's words. They say, no, it's not the right to property. It's the right to pursuit of happiness, right? Like, oh well, fuck. And then they're like, all men are created equal. Well, it gets all compromised. But the deal is, you don't need to feel fucking guilt for that. Just change it going forward. You know what I mean? Like, that's the deal.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but my whole point is, like, I feel like, I don't know how to say this without sounding racist or whatever, which I don't think it's racist. It's a country nationalist or whatever, but, like, there's nothing wrong with being proud of your own parts of your own culture or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your own country or taking your
pride in your heritage
or whatever. You know what I mean? And I do agree with you, because I was like, I don't know if that's ever been like that here. You know, like it's always been like,
yeah.
Greece, ancient Greece, this, or,
I mean,
the Mongols, fucking ran over these people, and, the Ottoman Empire did that, but
you think about Paul Revere, right? Okay, you know that story,
yeah, but
right?
What, he ran through town.
Exactly.
Like, hey,
yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? But I know there's stuff that
they stood up to a king. I mean, that should be pretty admirable, right? Like, they stood up to a king and they fucking changed the narrative for the rest of the world.
Yeah,
it happened. The deal is that, just like I said, is that it wasn't complete. But fuck, dude, how many thousands of years existed before that? They did a pretty fucking good job. It just wasn't complete. It was not there yet. It can be better. And you can take pride in that all you want. I do know what you're saying, and it's
hard to explain, but something to think about. Something I think about when I'm in the shower, when I'm running, like.
Well, and culture, like
there's nothing before all the fucking social fucking people like lose their shit. Like, there's nothing wrong with, like, hey, this is a cool story about Greece, or this is a cool story about fucking Nordics, fucking Vikings or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. But, like, there's also nothing wrong with saying, like, hey, you know what happened? Your fucking great grandpa, great grandpa was part of this that did this. Not like, well, they owned slaves. Like, for fuck's sakes, can we not?
Yeah.
Like, George Washington owned slaves. Like, yeah, he had wooden teeth too.
I got you. I got you. It's always going to be that, right? Right?
I think so. I mean,
it's always going to be that, because
worse and worse. And it's kind of like I said in the gym the other day, like, the way, just basing off what you see on Twitter and what you see on the news and everything about how left and right is continuing to get further and further apart. Like, people are at each other's throats based on their political beliefs, or whatever, or beliefs in general, whereas before you could be like, I don't believe people should own firearms or whatever. And like, oh, well, I do. I'm like, huh, well, you're an idiot or whatever. And move on. But now it's like, I can't even talk to you. There's no point of us being friends. This relationship is over. Or why don't you go ahead, like on Facebook, people like, anyone that supports the DACA program or is against it or whatever, please let me know now so I can unfriend you. Like, does it have to be that way? I mean, am I coming to your house and fucking boxing you up and shipping you out of here? Like, no, you know, like, people can be different. Like, that's the definition of diversity, right? Like, to be fucking, like, all these different opinions and ideas. Like,
you know what's happening, right? And I think it's contrived. And I know I say this a lot, but I think it's contrived. I think what you're saying, what you're saying is meant to happen. And the reason I say that is that I think it's the natural progression at first, right? Like so say you and I get into an argument, right? There's some cooling off time, right? After the argument, right? But clearly after the argument, we're going to be like, hey, there's common ground. We had a friendship before all this happened, right? We had things in common with each other. There's no, and we say, oh, okay, well, fuck, we don't agree on that. So what? Okay, we agree on other things. We agree that Levi Garrett is great.
Yeah.
And we like to chew it. We agree on other things, and we find that common ground again there, right? And we might come back to that same subject and be like, fuck, I still don't agree with you. The deal is that now, I think social media is a big role play in this. And what happens is that it gets to that point where it's like, well, fuck, I'm so tired of saying the same thing, right, to make my point, that now I just disassociate myself, right, because it gets tiresome. So then I disassociate myself, and I only associate myself with those who agree with me in my echo chamber. And so then the divide, like you said, gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
See, and so, like, on the Facebook page, I post something about that Alfie, that kid in
a robot.
No, the kid that the judges ruled that his parents can't take him to Italy to get treatment he needs, and he's going to die, right? Or they basically just said they'd taken him off life support, and what happens, right?
Why did that happen? Why couldn't they take him to?
The government said so. I don't know.
That's so fucking crazy.
Yeah. So I posted something I saw on Twitter. It said, "Why do I need an AR-15? Because someday the government may tell me that I can't take my kid to Italy for treatment, and I will take my kid." Someone's like, you know, things like this, or someone commented on there, said, comments like this don't help the argument because no one's gonna, you know, assault a plane and take it over. Like, why? I really don't feel like that's
the issue, right?
I don't feel like that's what it's saying. I think it's saying it's protection of rights, not that they're actually going to assault a plane and take off and fly the kid to Italy, right? But and then I put underneath there, like, just to be clear, I'm not on here to try to sway anybody's mind or anything like that, right? Like, I don't like.
It was on our podcast page.
Yeah, it's like
people responded to it.
Like you said on the. You know, like, you don't want to make any points to people. Like, I am done making points to people, but it's not because I don't want to read their stuff. Like, I fucking read the Huffington Post all the time. You know, like, it's fucking leftist. I mean, it's complete leftist. But it doesn't make me divide more. It just makes me see the other side's point of view, right? And I don't consider myself conservative by any means, I guess.
No, but you're willing to look at that other stuff.
I'll read Huffington Post. I mean, that's basically the news I read now. But it's like, and I'll read Fox News because I'll pull Fox News stuff onto the podcast. But I think, like you say, it's meant to be that way. But I also feel like, and I keep talking to you about this, that Sir Walter Glubb book called The Fate of Empires talks about the life cycle of empires being about 250 years. And that talks basically about how right and left split so far away that there's no middle ground. No one can, you know, it's just like, fuck you, this is us, this is all part of the end of.
You ever think that
country or empire, whatever you want to call it, you know?
You ever think that those fall of empires were contrived as well? Like, they don't just happen by accident, meaning that there's a narrative that's trying to be pushed to do that. Like, I know that sounds strange, but there is a reason that it happens, right? And it always does. It's not ever happened. They've all fallen, right? And they all tend to follow in the same blueprint. Do you know what I mean? And is it because it's just that's the way humans are? Is that our nature? Do you know what I mean? Is it something that so you go back to? I mean, kingdoms, right? Monarchies and all that stuff. They still fall, or they gradually give away their power, right? Because they have to. I mean, they can't keep it. It's not possible because everything that they do, their whole power depends on the people that are beneath them, right? Granting them that power, be it through them claiming that God has granted them the kingdom, and a clergyman has said so. You know, be it the king of fucking Saudi Arabia or the king of England, right? It's all the same. It's just different thoughts on God. But the whole idea of them falling, I don't mean to be, and this is gonna get tinfoil hat, right? But here's the tinfoil hat version, or the tinfoil hat idea of is that maybe there is more to the idea of good versus evil, right? Like they happen because is it built into us as humans that naturally we're going to we can't keep it together long enough where we get too complacent, we give up too much stuff for simplicity in life, right? We stop growing as people, and all of a sudden it's like, well, fuck, if you can't keep growing as a person, right? Eventually it's going to die, just like the way a nation. If a nation can't keep growing, it's going to die.
Well, dude, you got to read that. It's only 29 pages, and it talks about.
Did you send it to me?
No, I printed it off. I'll make a copy. But it talks about, you know, when countries, you know, it's all about, you know, there's the age of like abundance, and abundance breeds, you know,
decadence,
complacence, and then complacence builds laziness, and laziness builds it, and it's just like, and what killed me is like we talk about everything else. Like for you to tell someone like, hey, you know, every place around here lasts about 250 years average. Mm-hmm. You know, we're coming up on that, past it. And
we're real close. Yeah, if we're not past it. 1776. We got like 12 years.
You tell everyone that, they're like, dude, that won't happen here. You know what I mean? Like, well, history is shown.
But that's like anything else you say to them.
But the other thing is, I can't remember which part it is. I'm probably going to read it like 2 or 3 times because there's a lot of good stuff in it. But it's like the one part he said, the decline of whatever nation or empire is like, it lasted, you know, 20 years.
Yeah.
You know,
it's falling apart.
Yeah. And I mean, if you just take a look at like this country now, like there's a lot of shit going on, but at the same time, you know, people fucking flipping out about nonsense, you know, focusing on, you know, like celebrities and all this crap, you know, for sports and you know, everyone like, well, I went to college for, you know, 6 years and I can't find a job that pays, you know, more than $8 an hour or whatever. Like, I mean, it's all greed and like just the hope of becoming popular.
That's fascinating to think about, because when you really look back, just the best one that the most recent one that we studied the most in school is the Soviet Union, right? Mm. So the Soviet Union was what? Russia prior to that, and it was a thriving empire, right? And what happened? It was a class warfare, right? And they bought into the Marxist philosophy, and they said, hey, well fuck, we got to get ours, right? The working class, the proletariat was like, we got to get ours. So what are we going to do? Well, we got to have a bloody revolution, flip the fucking script, kill all the bourgeoisie, or however you say that word, and then we run the show. And then it didn't even last 100 years. It didn't even last 100 years, and it fucking went to shit. Because what did it do? It did the same thing. Rose up real fast, and then it just went, well, fuck, what is this built off of? Yeah. What is this built off of? It's built off of stealing every fucking thing from everybody, no incentive, and we realized you can't compete with an incentivized economy, and then it just went to shit. But then, so that's like almost like the, I don't know, like a heartbeat after the empire, right? I don't know how to explain it. And I would venture to guess that we're going that route. Like we're headed that route. It's just in reverse, right? It's in reverse. We're going to head to that nationalist, socialist, fascism. Slowly, we're working our way there.
People running for government positions now that are openly running as socialists. And a lot of people you talk to now, a lot of people coming up, if you talk to them about any kind of financial thing, they'll be like, oh yeah, I think it's time for,
to take money from everybody else.
People that make so much money and give it to, other people. Like that's a legit idea for a lot of people, like, well, yeah, because they feel like they can't get theirs, like, I got a college degree. Like that doesn't fucking mean shit, man. It does not mean you're guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed, but everyone feels like, it's like that line in Fight Club, like you're told to go to college, go to get married, now what, and you get out of school, you're in debt, thousands of dollars, and there's no return, but you're just expecting, like, well, look, these guys in the past, like, think of all those dudes that came up in this country, in the oil boom and stuff like that, like fucking millionaires, you know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. There's oil money in this town. People are fucking just still
doing nothing, just collecting money.
Yeah. From times way back then, when everything was like coming up, And so people see that and think like, well, that should be me too.
I should have that.
Yeah.
Or I should need a piece of that. Yeah, no, I think that's the case. But
a podcast book report on that book, because that book was written in the 70s.
Maybe we should. I think though that in this case, it's being disguised as something else to us, right? Like this one, I think it's still wealth redistribution, but it's wealth redistribution through the nature of subsidizing corporations. But actually, corporations are running the fucking state. Do you understand? Meaning, okay, because there is some legitimacy to the argument, it's just that they're targeting the wrong thing. They're targeting the fucking middle class, the lower class. But isn't that how? I guess that's how it always works. The lower class targets the middle class class targets the upper class. But the deal is that where it's all being funneled to is through the hiding of there's no responsibility on a corporation, right? It falls on the name of the corporation, doesn't fall on the owner, right? Because it's publicly traded. So the idea is it's on the front of it, it's a facade, right? Like, oh, well, fuck, if I poison 6 million people, yeah, the corporation has to pay and it goes under, but the guy who fucking runs it, he just jumps ship and the shareholders get theirs, right? Or some of the shareholders.
Yeah.
Okay, but his assets are still like okay. And I'm not trying to sound communist at all. I'm actually sounding anarchist here, but it's just a different way. They figured out another way to do it here, right? Another way to because there is something to the 1%, right? Like how Bruce was talking about the other day in class. Mm-hmm. But the reason that exists is because of that. There's the protection that lies there. It doesn't have anything to do with taxation. Fuck. If you want to remove loopholes like he was saying, fucking remove the loopholes. But make it, if you're going to tax people, fucking tax them straight across the board the same. But the thing is when people, they have a misunderstanding of how much you're actually being taxed. We talked about it, right? It's not fucking 25% or 28%. Try probably 55 to 60% of your money is tax.
Sales
of what?
Tax, income property tax,
state tax, phone tax, cable tax,
vehicle tax,
everywhere you go.
And then your convenience fees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What the fuck is this convenience fee?
That's just a tax. Oh, okay. Fuck.
You got to pay this fee if you don't get health care. Why?
Well, it's in your best interest to have health care, and we think you should. Fuck, what about cucumbers? Well, I think you probably need to buy cucumbers.
Have you seen that video? Cucumber.
I haven't.
Oh, fuck. All right, let's play a commercial.
All right. Gas tax, CCCP. Oh, the cry in the closet library. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obanga.
All right. Got something for you.
Over here. Cucumba. Cucumba. I like him. All those uses for... Is that a broccoli ice cream?
Tell me his breath doesn't look like it stinks.
Uh-huh.
Cucumba.
He's high as hell.
Cucumba. What the minerals? I can't do it. Anyway. So I remember how Trump came out and said he needs to do a federal... they need to do a federal stomp down on...
Yeah.
On
and now what's
marijuana.
Happening?
Now he's saying Trump pledges to support states' rights to legalize marijuana in a blow to Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Dude, you think how hard it'd be to be like on that guy's like team? Like, all right, we're gonna go after marijuana in the states. All right, boys,
let's get him.
Yeah. Well, hold on,
guys. I just got high with Kanye West, and and this shit's not that bad.
Got dragon magic or whatever he said. I think it's funny. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
We'll see what happens. This was your video, right?
Yeah, this one is...
So, it's been on the podcast in the past. We're only a few steps away from fucking videos of, you murdering someone done through like some sort of online photo face swap. They already have porn out. So, at what point in time does video evidence get thrown out of a court? Because you can be like, that's not me.
In what place and time do they say, okay, everything that's videoed has to be stamped by something, right? Like that, whatever they come up with.
I was driving over here and I thought I saw a UFO, and then I was like, that's not a UFO, it's a plane. And then I was thinking, like, do people still see UFOs? Like, I remember when I was a kid, they'd be like,
yeah,
videos all over the place, right? But the last few UFO videos I watched were obviously just fucking fakes.
Right. That's the problem.
And
now it's like, well, fuck, I don't know. We're crying wolf.
Thousands of fucking fake UFO videos.
I watched that movie Arrival, like you told me to.
Cry?
Yeah, but that whole fucking beginning, I can't do.
Cry at the end?
The whole thing, the whole back end. Like I had to get up and walk out of the fucking room because I was like,
I can't watch this. Like, honey, I've got kids too. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I told Varsha. I was like, I'm going in the other room real quick. That's fucked up.
The movie's awesome.
Yes,
right?
but I like the idea. I mean, I guess I figured it out when the language started to come out, and I was like, it's fucking circular.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it away, but it took me a little bit, and then I was like, oh shit.
It's cool though. I love that movie.
I don't. You know what though? I can't stand that woman. I can't stand her from other movies.
You're patriarchy. You're misogynistic.
No, if it would have been a different woman, I'd have been all right. It's just I don't like her in that.
Like fucking scared the whole time. I know what you're saying.
I can't stand her in the Superman movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
She's.
I can't remember who it is. I just remember she was always like.
Yeah.
Face. That wasn't it, but.
It's pretty close.
But anyway, so there's a fake news. Fake news. You know, the videos are coming out now.
Fake face.
You can go in. There's actually filters. You know, those Snapchat filters, and you can swap faces and stuff. So it's like the technology's there.
Yeah.
You can easily make videos now that show you doing or show stuff happening that's not happening. And like my point I was thinking with the UFOs is like, like what? There's got to be, like you're saying, there's going to have to be a point in time to where like, I don't know how you're going to do it. Like how are you going to differentiate between what's real and what's not anymore? I mean, shit is getting so realistic.
That's one of those milestone markers in our whole illusion tinfoil hat theory. That's one of the milestone markers. When that happens, and you're just like, well, fuck. Was that me? Did I actually do that shit? I don't remember doing that, but that could have fucking possibly be me.
Here's a video of you walking into Quick Trip with no clothes on. Shit, I don't remember doing that at all.
When did that happen? Last Friday night. Well, fuck. Yeah, I was pretty drunk.
Is that reality? Or is this reality? And then they're going to have the thing where you can like...
Well, here's a video of you watching yourself watching that video. What the fuck?
You can interact in that reality with this headset thing now.
Boom.
Like,
what?
Did I have this... Did you guys give me this opportunity in the past and I'm in one of those realities now?
Done.
And then it just keeps saying it over and over.
Loops.
Now. And like thousands of realities.
Infinite realities. They just keep getting more and more. I do want to say next week I have an idea and I want to put it together. I haven't had a lot of time.
Alternate reality?
No, but it's so. Before we go to this, I want to preface this, or what do they call that whenever you're like
burnt sienna?
Yes.
Yeah, preface. I'm gonna preface this.
Not this article, but so maybe the next week's tinfoil hat, and here it is. What if Trump is actually the Antichrist?
I thought you thought his son-in-law was the Antichrist.
Yeah. What's
his son-in-law's name? Jeff
Seth.
Sessions?
Or what is his name? Seth something.
Kubelko. No.
What's his last name? I can't remember his last name now. But what if it's Trump? Because look at. I didn't say that he was. I just said I could make a case. Make a case.
He's too goofy to be Antichrist. He fucking did the kissy face to the French president.
Yeah.
He did the each cheek.
He's the perfect
He's
one.
Not pulling in enough tang to be the fucking Antichrist either.
I don't know, but all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Bible verses, and then I'm gonna use things about that's happened today, right? But it's the same thing we did with Obama, right? We got to do it for every president. We can't leave them out. They all have to be the Antichrist.
Did you realize that the rapture was supposed to happen on the 23rd?
Was?
Yeah.
Fuck, I missed out then.
I know. Someone posted something somewhere.
Wait a minute.
We should buy a bunch of blow-up dolls and fill them with helium to trick people into thinking the rapture is happening. I was like, dude, that would be fucking hilarious.
I mean, you'd have to go. It'd have to be like
a lot.
Yeah, it'd have to be like a national thing.
Like we'd be like, where you purchase a blow-up doll? You'd have to, Amazon, I guess.
Spencer's.
Do they have them there?
I don't know.
Anytime I think of a blow-up doll, I think of like those punching clowns.
The clowns? I love those clown
ones. I
ones.
can't imagine humping one of those things. Like the edges would be sharp.
Yeah, you'd scrape your
ding dong. Are you fucking a punching clown?
Yes, I don't have to.
I thought this was a blow-up doll.
It's got that action that comes back. Yeah. Every time I thrust, it comes back.
Those we had an inflatable alligator.
You know the punching clown that go forward. Yeah,
but we had an inflatable alligator, and the seams, man, we
fuck the shit out of that alligator.
We'd jump onto it from the diving board, and that fucking thing would nipples and I can't imagine having sex with that alligator.
They've got to do something to the blow-up dolls to make them.
Well, now they got those
penetratable.
They got those real.
The real dolls.
Yeah.
But they're like $12,000 or some shit.
Dude. They're one of my friends' little brothers. Actually, I have friends with him too. He was on it was on, I guess it was on Facebook. He posted on Valentine's Day, I guess last year. I can't remember what it was. Posted a picture of him next to one of those fucking expensive ass fucking sex dolls. And he said, "Happy Valentine's Day. God damn, I love the future." Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. No shame. Absolutely none. Like, right neck, got his arm around it and everything. Hilarious, man. It was awesome. I mean,
that's perfect.
Yeah. Anyway, I can't remember what we're talking about.
Oh, well, just the Trump's the Antichrist.
Okay.
We got to do it for every president, right? I mean, isn't that really how it works?
Something in Revelations talk about like the orange one will come.
I mean, there's some pretty. It's in Daniel mostly, but it's pretty. I mean, it could be spot on. And the shit with North Korea, like, oh, no nukes. Oh, well, fuck. If he solves the Middle East, everybody comes together.
Did you see him doing the war dance in Saudi Arabia? They're like, because he's like bouncing around. He's got this big shimtar or whatever the fuck it's called. And he's like kind of sitting there. Looks like a white dude trying to dance.
So did he have his?
And yeah, and then and they're like, that's the war dance, and he goes, I know. Oh, it's funny, man.
But and then what if he figures out he roots out all these fucking all these child molesters, and he gets that whole pizza ring thing set up?
Why is that not more fucking mainstream news?
That's the title of this podcast.
They had the what's her name from that TV show busted.
That's the title of this podcast. Mack truck taking down Hollywood. Allison Mack.
You don't even hear anything about it. Like, crickets. That Pizzagate, that was nothing. Mm-hmm. No reason to look.
We'll see. But anyways, that should probably be on the next. We'll do a little bit teaser of that. That's what that's called. Teaser.
Tune in next time.
Oh, what's this? Never forget Vegas goes unsolved. Podesta probably still eating pizza and hot dogs, and machine learning algorithms are listening to everything you say for targeted ads. Yeah. Brain Cola, I agree with everything you said.
I asked you guys yesterday, like, you remember that dude, Stephen Paddock?
Yeah, I said, yes, he's somewhere drunk in Vegas.
No.
That's what I said.
Nothing. Hear nothing about that guy.
No, that's
largest mass shooting in U.S. history. Like, oh yeah, well, I mean, I guess he just did it.
Yeah,
can't find anything. Fucking house got broken into.
But the Sandy Hook one, that doesn't go away.
I don't know.
All right, what's up with the Carrie Underwood's face?
So, dude, for like the longest time, I kept seeing in the news like Carrie Underwood was talking about how next time she gets seen, that she's gonna look different and everything, and like, hey, just want you guys to know, I took a fall. I got 50 stitches in her face and a broken wrist, so I'm gonna look a little bit different.
She's got a Motorhead shirt on. I bet she fucking only knows one song from Motorhead. That's it, and she probably doesn't know that song.
I hate Motorhead.
Yeah, but the deal is you gotta if you're
what song?
She knows Ace of Spades.
Yeah, the Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades.
The idea is that Lemmy is more iconic than that, right?
The only thing I ever liked about Motorhead,
the bass tone.
No, was the picture.
Fuck. Oh yeah, the dog face with
that's the only thing. And I bought a Motorhead tape when I was a kid. I was like, this is gonna be good. I took it fucking back.
You could take them back?
Yeah, swap the fucker out. Like I was like, no, this
the bass tone was it, man. That's the
I never have liked Motorhead.
All right. But anyways.
So she's going on and on about how she's gonna look so different and this and that. And then she comes I can't remember what it was, the Country Music Awards or something.
Yeah.
She went somewhere. And everyone's like, that's it. This is her face. Do you see anything wrong here?
She got a hair lip.
Well, that's the scar.
That scar?
Yeah, that's the.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You got to be pretty caught up on your fucking self to post on and make news stories. It's fucking national news that you're gonna look different. You got a little bit of a blemish above your lip now.
You know what though? She's the reason. Yeah, I think what it is that it's just that was the image, right? That's what was pushed to her. She was gorgeous.
Yeah, but still.
And
that's what I mean. You got to really think highly of yourself to think like.
Or she's just worried, right?
I think she's worried, but I also think she's like.
She's got
I'm
self-conscious.
perfect. I'm so perfect. This little thing is gonna ruin my fuck, man. Shit happens to people all the time.
Yeah.
Get Tom Berenger. He was in Platoon. He had that face scar.
Barnes. No, I mean I get it. I think she probably felt like she was ugly. You know what I mean?
It's annoying to me. It fucking bothers the shit out of me for some reason. Like no one here's the thing. Like look, Carrie Underwear. No one gives a shit. Like I'm sorry you felt, but there's people that've been fucked up seriously that have like fucking like life altering shit. You're really.
She's
pretty.
Married, right?
Yeah, she
really got
pretty.
kids.
You're still pretty. You got a little scar. I'm sorry, but like, let's not fucking blow it out of proportion.
Is that what she was doing?
Yeah. At the most, she should have said, "Look, I got 50 stitches in my face, so I may have a scar. Just so you guys know." But not like, okay, da da da. Like,
was she really going overboard with it?
yeah, it was. It was. I mean, there was news. That's why I put it on here. Is fucking news stories. News. That was a fucking news article.
Really?
After news article, it's all about Carrie Underwood.
How she survived.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
She fell on the stairs and got 50 stitches on her. Like that's a lot of stitches, but
that's a lot of stitches for this area.
You can't tell me that she did not go to like the best fucking plastic surgeon she could find. She can afford to do it, and why wouldn't she, right? But like, give her a rest. Like,
that's a lot of stitches. 50. Yeah. When my nose was peeled off my face, I don't think I got 50.
No, well, you're not Carrie Underwood.
I know. I probably should have got 50. I said, give me 3.
Yeah. I want it barely hanging on there.
Healthcare boxers. What the fuck are those?
I don't know. But this next article from Fox News is Andrew Cuomo claims he's undocumented, challenges officials to deport him. Okay, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, a New York City native, raised eyebrows last week after he claimed he was an illegal immigrant and taunted officials to deport him. I'm undocumented. You want to deport an undocumented person? Start with me because I'm an undocumented person. Cuomo, 60, said during a bill signing. During the bizarre speech, the New York governor criticized the extreme conservative movement for being anti-immigrant. He said his family, who immigrated to the U.S. from Italy, was constantly ridiculed with a racial slur that said he meant without papers.
How the fuck is that racist again? He said, go with anti-immigrant, okay, but
I'm an Italian American. I came from poor Italian Americans who came here. You know what they called Italian Americans back in the day? They called them wops. Cuomo said, referring to the
So is that being racist if you talk about Italians?
Cuomo said, referring to slurs for Italians.
Because they're white folks.
WAP stood for without papers. According to the online etymology dictionary, the slur originated from the southern Italian dialect guapo, which means dandy dude, stud. The dictionary said it's not an acronym.
El Guapo.
Anyway, there's two things about this I wanted to say. One is my friend in high school got into a fight with a dude's boyfriend or a girl's boyfriend that he was hooking up with, and they were fighting, and he called him a wop. The dude was white, and the guy's like sitting there, and it like fried his brain, and he's sitting there. I mean, they're screaming at each other, and he's like, he goes, "Whatever, you fucking wop," and he goes, "Wop." Wop! Wop! I couldn't believe it. Probably because it didn't make sense.
He's like, wait, what the fuck is a wop?
Anyway, the other thing is there's a...
That's the stupidest fucking thing to say to somebody.
Yeah. Well, it's even stupider if it's a like straight up redneck dude or whatever. Oh, shit.
What?
I was just saying this about today. It says detective uses genealogical site to ID Golden State killer suspect. Like all these people sending in their DNA to these places, and like, it's gonna be like the next Facebook thing. Like, oh yeah, we were giving out DNA evidence or information on everyone for the past whatever, however long. Let's see, what was that? I was gonna say. This is what the other part of this whole thing.
I gotta
Andrew
see.
Cuomo, the governor of New York. I gotta skip this ad. Hang on. Where's the speaker on this thing? Back there. All right, hang on. Here, listen to this. This is him.
That's there. Yeah.
Let's go with this. This is actually pretty interesting. The amount of progressive policies
Holy fuck.
that Andrew Cuomo.
As a New Yorker, I am a Muslim. As a New Yorker, I am Jewish. As a New Yorker, I am black. I am gay. I am disabled. I am a woman seeking to control her health and her choices. Because as a New Yorker, we are one community.
I love how you keep referring back out.
Like, the guy is out of his mind, man.
Yeah, clearly.
Anyway,
That's funny.
that's all I gotta say about that.
That's
He's a
all I
woman. All right. This last one I had was as a popular Black Lives Matter Facebook page was exposed as a fraud. It was being run by some dude in Australia, taking all these fucking donations.
Really?
There's all these people.
It's
So
genius.
many people are so quick to react based on their feelings.
Was it?
And this a fraudulent Black Lives Matter page on Facebook run by a white Australian man amassed 700,000 followers and $100,000 in donations before it was shut down by the company.
Was it our boy?
I don't think so. The unofficial page was reportedly being run by a man named Ian McKay,
That's him.
a National Union of Workers official in Australia, and was administered by two anonymous profiles that had domains linking to McKay.
That's the dude. That's the singer of Ian McKay's.
He's the singer of fucking Minor Threat, right?
I don't know. That reminds me of the Facebook profile pics where they put the flag over wherever got attacked. Like, I'm helping.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sending money to these people. They're doing good things.
Mhm.
Like fucking guys in Australia
Buying,
drinking fucking beer.
yeah,
on your
buying
money.
Fosters.
Yeah.
Is that racist? Because I just said that he drinks Fosters.
It's Australian for beer.
Just saying.
Like,
That's racist. Because you now what
is it racist?
is
to
it?
say
It's
that
racist to
Americans
call them
drink
Aussies.
Natty Light.
I don't,
It's racist to call an Australian a Chinaman.
what is it? What's a derogative term for to call somebody from Australia?
A dingo.
A dick face. That's racist.
I have no idea.
What we should ask YouTube.
What's the derogatory term for Australians?
Yeah. And then is it racist?
It's not racist. It's not a racist.
Well, that's what
people.
I know, but that's exactly the so Italians, right? Oh, I'm Italian.
Why is it so easy to say "wop," but any other like slur for a group of people is like, I don't know if I want to say it.
What do you call Spanish people? What's the derogative term for Spanish? Like, and it can't be clear. It's not racist.
See, I don't want to say the one for Spanish people because
No, that's Mexicans.
oh, there's
But why is
a
that?
whole list? Look,
All right, let's do this. Let's fucking
Derogatory.
do this.
the racial slur database. Holy shit! Someone's put
All
some
right.
thought into this.
All right, banana bender. Bogan. We've heard that before. A can eater, convict, crikey, dingo fucker,
Damn.
drongo,
Holy. Look at this
foster,
list.
a gubba, hoon.
Okay, Australians for piss poor beer that no self-respecting Aussie would ever be seen dead drinking.
Okay. That's not. You're not calling them. Oh wait,
Jaffa.
kangaroo, kangi, koala, Oz, roo fucker, sand groper, shackle dragger. That's good.
Skip.
Skip. All right, go to another one.
I
Go
think
to
banana bender's
mhm,
good.
Straight off. Go to Spaniards.
Holy shit! Look at this database. This
Uh-huh.
is. Oh, whoa. Spaniards.
Yeah, Spain, right there.
Spanish.
Spaniards. Oh no, over. Oh,
Dago.
Dago. Oh,
Uda.
okay. Uda. Fucking don't even know what
I don't know
that
how to
is.
pronounce that.
These are like that's
Yurd.
not even.
From Spaniard. Yurd. Just cut off the Spain.
That-
Let's see what Americans are. Not African Americans. Where's you? Do we not have one?
Oh, we're better than them. Is that how it works? But if you're South American, oh, go South American. We'll see what they are. Over. That's
Where?
over South American. Over the other way. Other way. Other way. Other way. There you go. Let's see what they are.
Sudoku.
That's fucking terrible.
The
I'm not
game.
even. Yeah.
Is North America on there?
North Americans. White folks. Is that.
Native Americans. Native Americans.
Yeah,
North Koreans.
they-
Non-white.
See, this is like the
This is
fucking
the-
job application. Non-Hispanic Caucasians or whatever.
There's Asian white. There, Americans.
Oh,
AI.
oh no, there's a whole bunch.
Amico.
Americant. Americunt.
America.
KKK on.
Buddy
Americos.
Blaster.
That's that's
Carpetbagger. Bushman.
Bushman.
Colonial.
You call me a Bushman all day. Oil junkie.
Dude, colonial used by Europeans for Americans.
Great Satan.
The girl I dated when I was in the Navy was a Canadian.
Mhm.
She used to call us Yankees and Yankee Doodles. Yankee Doodle. I was like, what? This is stupid as fucking.
That's not even out. Like that's not offensive to me. No, actually,
Hot dog eater. Jumbo jaws. The great big mutant chins many Yanks have. So this is written by some fucking oil junkie. Pindos. Puck
septic.
stop. Scab. Stupid Caucasian American bitches.
Twister fodder. Oh, for
Sod
Tornado
Buster.
Alley. Uncle Scam. Sodbuster. Get your Sodbuster. Come on, boy.
Yankee Doodle. Damn.
She's British.
Amish. Call them yams. Antarcticans. Ant.
How is that?
People live in fucking Antarctica. I
And
thought
then
they were just
they're
science camps down
and they're
there.
actually pissed. You call them an ant? Arabs.
Holy shit, there's a lot. Fucking Arabs have got a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Damn, look at this.
Argentinians.
RG.
RG. Armenians. Asian. Slot machine. It's fucking terrible. California roll for the Asian whites. Oh my gosh. Go down to Chinese. Just
Spoonhead.
scroll down to Chinese. Look at
Baby muncher.
look at the fourth one down. That's horrible.
Dude, I never knew there were this many people. Like,
I didn't know that this many
There's the
people.
Finnish slurs, an ice monkey,
Look, I mean that's not even
Russian Swede.
albino pelotinen.
God dang, man.
Look at the French one, the third one down, Butterfingers. What? Like what?
Here, let's just pick. No, that's too far down. I need to get right in the middle. All right. Mormons.
Bunny?
Propensity to spawn many children. Carrot snapper.
What the fuck? A
Jello
carrot
eater.
snapper.
The Jello Belt, which covers Utah, Southwest Idaho, and small bits of Nevada, California, and Wyoming.
What?
The highest density of Mormons and also the highest Jello consumption in the United States.
You know, I just tonight I ate like 3 things of Jello.
God, I'm starving.
Me too. All right.
Well,
There's lots of slurs, but
Yeah.
some of them, and I was thinking, well, I could say those, and I'm not gonna have. And then I would read them. I'm like, ooh, I felt guilty for saying them, but why?
I don't know who put that website together because they called us Yanks in the description of describing a slur against Americans.
Oh, then it wasn't to us.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was, and they wanted to.
There's a
They
lot
felt
of them out
guilty.
there. I never realized there were that many.
Slurs. It's like whenever you're a kid and you'd be like, you used to say the word like fag, or and you didn't mean it as gay people.
Yeah, I know. What movie did I watch the other day that was like, is any of them back to, but there's something specifically called someone a fag or whatever, and I was like, damn, you can imagine that being on TV now?
Mm.
What was that?
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. There's a lot of them out there. Well, that does it for tonight.
We didn't get to our tinfoil hat, but that's all
We'll
right.
save it for next week, unless you want to talk about it.
No, it's just that lady who was speaking out against the fuck. We'll skip it.
Speaking out against what?
The EPA talking about the mosquitoes and shit, and then
ends up dead
in a pool in D.C. at a conference.
That's not
Drowned her ass, and she was an Olympic swimmer.
It's not suspicious at all, dude. I would eat a fucking Whataburger right now. Sounds amazing.
I agree. All right.
So if you're a new listener, we hope you enjoyed the show. We hope we got to your name on the list of derogatory terms for your country. If you're an old listener, thanks for sticking around. Make sure and like and share our Facebook page, and email us at xspearheadx@yahoo.com with any question, comments, or concerns. Other than that, we'll see you next week. Apologize for missing last week. Had issues come up.
Can you say adios, muchachos? Is that a slur?
Probably somewhere.
I can get away with them in
Fuck
that.
off, bogans.
Yeah. See, you're good with that one. You could get away with it, but if you were slurring anything, well, if you lived in New Zealand and you said that, you'd probably be, maybe I shouldn't say that.
Probably not.
All right. We're done.
Yeah.
Adios, muchachos.
Ding the bell, subscribe, and like, comment. See you guys later.